Hari Om Tat Sat. Welcome to Jyotirmayananda channel. We focus on spirituality, a journey to self realization. Please subscribe for the mystical meanings of the scriptures and to enjoy daily satsang with us. We are currently studying the book The Art of Positive Feeling, authored by Swami Jyotirmayananda Maharaj and narrated by myself, Swami Nikhilananda. So let us continue the journey of Kakabhushundi ji in the crow embodiment, which we have been covering for the last 2 days. As a result of those blessings and initiation, the disciple became Kakabhushundi, a great devotee of Rama, and attained oneness with the Absolute. Because of a rare boon received from Rama, he had the power to maintain his body as long as he wished, and so he continues to live on through ages and ages in order to teach others the path of devotion and knowledge. Although he could have assumed any form he wished, including the human form, he retains the beloved crow embodiment in which he attained oneness with Rama. In this form, he continues to hold satsanga as numerous birds come to listen to his teachings. Further, whenever Rama incarnates in any age, Kakabhushundi ji goes to Ayodhya and watches the baby Rama playing and delighting his parents. Then he returns to his Himalayan ashram again and resumes his teachings. This is the blessed life he is living even today. This story about how Kakabhushundi had to overcome his arrogance and pride in order to attain enlightenment can be taken literally as a portrayal of how every soul evolves through many embodiments until spiritual perfection is attained. Or it can be taken as a mystic portrayal of spiritual transformation in general. Even as one evolves spiritually in one lifetime, many changes occur. A person who slithers crookedly like a snake in his youth may experience a dramatic personality change as he grows wiser. He may become simple and innocent like a dove, dynamic like a hawk, elevated and detached like a swan. A swan sports in the lake, but it doesn't belong to the lake. The moment the swan desires to fly, it shakes off all the water particles from its feathers and soars in the sky. Similarly, in the state of self realization, one develops the ability to shake off the world at any time and to soar beyond the world to the realm of transcendence. The crow has been given a special symbolic significance in Indian scriptures. It is not considered the ugly, lowly creature that many cultures consider it to be. Rather, the crow is considered unique because it is described as possessing only one eye that rolls back and forth between its two sockets, they say. Whether this is biologically true or not doesn't matter. What does matter is that this conception makes the crow a symbol of double consciousness, of a sage's ability to switch between his vision in the transcendental and the relative at a moment's notice. So they are always meditating deep in a different realm and then they come back to Mother Earth and to solve the devotees' problems and so on, and then go back and forth. As one moment, a sage is immersed in the reality, highest reality, and then that reality is Turiya, the state where waking, dream, deep sleep are all transcended. And at another moment, he comes back to the world, aware of every practical reality. The emphasis placed in Kakabhushundi story on not insulting a guru or spiritual preceptor reminds an aspirant of the importance of not developing any negative attitudes that hinder his spiritual advancement. In this context, insulting a spiritual preceptor implies turning away from the path that leads to liberation. because the guru, a true guru, would always want only the best for his disciple. He would want to see him grow and even excel the guru himself. Such is the love true gurus have. So when we don't listen, or we the ego comes in, maybe something is still holding us back on the worldly path, then the obstacles come. Therefore, like Swamiji is saying, that is what the true essence is, which is the greatest injury that one can do to himself by getting away, losing the path, losing the journey, and that leads to the greatest loss that one can experience. The rise and fall of the ego. In Devi Bhagavata, there is another story that graphically illustrates the degrading nature of pride. It is the story of the rise and fall of the great king Nahush. Once there was a great and powerful king in India, ancient India, named Nahush. During his reign, he performed various sacrifices and righteous acts. Because of his meritorious deeds, his ability to enjoy heavenly delights was heightened. According to the story, Indra, the king of gods, had to go into seclusion for some time and stay away from his normal duties. Immediately, there arose the question of who would rule the heavenly world in Indra's absence. The gods and sages therefore convened to choose a successor. In reviewing the possible candidates, they found that King Nahush of the mortal world had attained great spiritual qualities and undoubtedly deserved to be the ruler of heaven. So they proposed that Nahush succeed Indra as the ruler. Immediately, a messenger was dispatched to report that decision to King Nahush. He was told that he was promoted to the heavenly world and that he would become the new Indra, ruler of the gods. Nahush was highly pleased to hear this news, and he entered the heavenly world and began his rulership. But such an exaltation, instead of making him humbler, made him swollen headed. Formerly, he had been a righteous person, but actually, his righteousness had not been very profound. Ego still dominated his mind to a great extent. Because of this, he gradually developed intense pride in his position in the heavenly world. The gods and sages were not pleased with the changes in Nahusha, but since they had chosen him for this position, they allowed him to have his way. Soon, however, Nahusha's pride grew even more and more, and he began to covet Indra's wife, Indrani. Her name was Shachi. His mind was constantly obsessed with the thought, why shouldn't Shachi become my wife? Just thinking of the glory and prestige she would bring to me. Presently, news was sent to Shachi that she would come and accept Nahusha as her husband. When Shachi was brought before him, Nahusha said to her, "You shall accept me as your husband, and both of us will enjoy the heavenly glory. Think no more of your husband who is dead and gone. Even if he is alive, he may as well be dead, because he is no longer ruling the heavenly realm." Shachi tried to persuade Nahusha not to insist on her becoming his wife, but he was adamant and wouldn't hear anything against it. The more she pleaded, the angrier he got. Seeing Nahusha's anger, even the gods and sages were afraid. They did not know what to do about his terrible ego or how to divest him of the power they had invested in him. Seeing that Nahusha would not compromise, Shachi asked him for some time to think about this proposal. Nahusha agreed. In the meantime, Shachi went on to Brihaspati, the guru of gods, for shelter and advice. Brihaspati counseled her that the only one who could help her in this situation was goddess Saraswati. So he initiated her into the worship of the goddess. Shachi offered adorations to goddess Saraswati, and the goddess gave her insight about what to do. With her intellect touched by the grace of Goddess Saraswati, Shachi knew how to handle the situation. She sent a message to Nahusha saying that she would accept him as her husband, but that he should come to her in a palanquin carried by sages. She expressed her view that every god had a special vehicle. Lord Vishnu rode a Gadura, Shiva on a bull, etc. Since he was a person from the mortal world who rose to a great power, he must have a unique vehicle. Therefore, he should be brought to her on a palanquin carried by sages. Surely no one had ever thought of such a form of transportation. Nahusha, with his pride and tremendous ego, didn't realize that he was being tricked. Rather, he felt that he was being honored. Surely all the gods and sages adore me, his message stated. Whatever I say they will do, I shall come to you on a palanquin borne by sages. And Shachi replied, very well, my lord, I will await you. So we will continue the remaining section of this story in tomorrow's satsang. So I hope you are enjoying this daily nutrition, daily vitamin of spirituality, the dose of energy that makes our day go by blissfully. And if you do, please share this knowledge with others, share this channel with others so others can also benefit. Hari Om Tat Sat.